How do you fix a word that's broken? A word we need when we bump into someone on the street or break someone's heart. In our increasingly disconnected secular world, sorry has been stretched and twisted, and in some cases, weaponized. But it's also one of the only ways we have to piece together a sense of shared values and beliefs. Through today's sea of sorry not sorries, empty apologies, and just straight up non-apologies, we wonder in this episode from 2018 what it looks like to make amends. In the earlier days of Facebook, we met with a group of social engineers who were convinced that tiny changes in wording can make the online world a kinder, gentler place. We just have to agree to be their lab rats. Because Facebook, or something like it, is where we share and like and gossip and gripe. And before we were aware of its impact, Facebook had a laboratory of human behavior, the likes of which we'd never seen. We got to peek into the work of Arturo Bejar and a team of researchers who were tweaking our online experience to try to make the world a better place. And even now, just under a decade later, we're still left wondering if that's possible or even a good idea. In this episode, first aired in 2011, we talk about the meaning of a good game, whether it's a pro football playoff or a family showdown on the kitchen table, and how some games can make you feel, at least for a little while, like your whole life hangs in the balance. This hour of RadioLab, Jad and Robert wonder why we get so invested in something so trivial. What is it about games that make them feel so pivotal? We hear how a recurring dream about football turned into a real-life lesson for Stephen Dubner. We watch a chessboard turn into a playground where the book-by-book moves give way to totally unpredictable possibilities. And we talk to Dan Engber, a one-time senior editor at Slate, now at The Atlantic, and a bunch of scientists about why betting on a long shot is so much fun. And finally, we turn to Malcolm Gladwell about why he loves the overdog. This episode, first released in 2009 and then again in 2015 with an update, asks, what is normal? Maybe it exists, maybe not. We examine peace-loving baboons with Stanford neuroscientist Robert Sapolsky, talk to Stu Rasmussen, whose preferred pronouns were he, him, and his neighbors in Silverton, Oregon, about how a town chooses its community over outsider opinions. And lastly, we speak with an evolutionary anthropologist, Duke University's own Brian Hare, and an evolutionary biologist, Tecmusa Fitch, then at the University of St. Andrews, Scotland, now at the University of Vienna, about foxes who love to snuggle. And what we find is that normal, maybe the only normal, is change.